Joining us this morning, a couple fellas that have been on the show before. Jerry Cox to my left, and Reverend Ken Wolfgang.
Yeah, that's right.
And
but just call me Ken there, Pat.
Okay, we'll call you Ken. You did ask me that last time. You got a concert coming up.
That's right.
Tell us the date. Tell us some specifics.
Okay. Once again, as we mentioned before, this is coming June 27th, so it's coming up real quick now. About a month now, actually a little less. June 27, 2 to 5 p.m. It's going to be in North Park, Ashtabula. That's right there across from the First Baptist Church, or you could also think of it as across from the Huntington Bank on Main Street in Ashtabula. Another landmark is the old Carlisle's parking lot there. Okay, so those are some landmarks people might remember. Is that general area there? And
is that the church on the
Park Avenue? Is yes, that's the church that's on Park Avenue. Is the First Baptist Church? Yes, the corner right there by the library. A lot of people might remember the library.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
I've been there. Yeah.
So that's where it's going to be. We're using the gazebo like kind of for a stage, and then people can just bring themselves a nice lawn chair anywhere they want to sit in the park. Guaranteed our big speakers are definitely going to be heard all through the park. So anywhere they want to sit under a tree, sit on a park bench, wherever they like, just sit down, enjoy. Because the Axe buses do come there as a transfer point, they can even use the Axe city buses. Ashtabula County Transportation System. They can get on the bus, come down, so if they don't actually have a vehicle, they can catch the bus even, which makes it nice.
Right. Now you have a bunch of prizes that you're going to be giving away.
Oh, big time. In fact, the only two prizes left are those. There are two businesses who actually have promised them, but they told us, hey, we want you to come back right the week of the concert, if not just a day or two before the concert. They want these prizes to be fresh because these are items that they want to be fresh for the concert. Like Giant Eagle has donated a cake, and Harbor Perk, who is donating like a coffee packet that's going to be about their different coffees. They don't want you to get stale coffee. So, hey, now you can't beat that. So we're going to pick up those items practically just a few weeks, just a few days actually, I should say, not weeks, but a few days before the concert. So these things are going to be fresh. The cake we're actually going to pick up the day before the concert. So we're talking fresh, okay? Ready to go. And we're going to have those right there at the concert. So whoever wins that particular prize, when your name is called out, you're getting fresh. I mean, as fresh as can be. I mean, you can't beat that.
Now, also, you are going to be performing in this concert with your wife.
Oh yeah, of course she's out in the other room here, but don't have enough seating for all of us here, so you can't talk to her today, Pat.
It's the Ashtabula Angels?
Our group is the Ashtabula Angels, yes.
Okay, all right. And you'll be performing some gospel music.
Oh yes, I can give you a few titles of the few songs we're going to do, but not all of them. I like to kind of leave that kind of a surprise, but I'll give you a few titles. One Day at a Time, we're going to sing. We're going to sing a special song, which is going to remain a secret, but it is definitely a song that we're going to dedicate to everybody who has given, not only the businesses who have given, but also to everybody who is donating to the school. We're also doing a special song that has to do with, let's say, every dog guide handler like Gerald and his dog, they know this every day that they're together. They're definitely friends. So those are just a few songs.
Oh, Jerry has his dog Stella, right?
Correct. Yeah.
With him today, and we're going to try to get Stella some camera time today. We didn't have a chance to really get her on camera last week. And, you know, Jerry and I actually go back a long time. He actually cut my hair when I was a kid. He was a barber back in the day. You remember those days, Jerry?
Yes, I do.
Didn't you work for
Eugene Coy.
Eugene
City
Corey, that's
barber
right.
shop.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about Gene. Yeah, good man. So,
Yes, he passed away a few years ago.
good man. He was a very nice man. All right. Now, Ken, how long have you been singing? Being a singer?
Well, me and my wife were called to. Actually, I've been a singer ever since I was at the Ohio School for the Blind down in Columbus, which is still there, the Ohio State School for the Blind. But me and my wife were called as the gospel group, the Ashtabula Angels. Believe it or not, when we went to the First Church of the Nazarene, we watched a little kids program. Believe it or not, they had a program called Twinkle and the All-Star Angel Band, and the Lord laid on our hearts to take on the name, the Ashtabula Angels. And when we was called into this name, okay, the first thing, it floored us, and it was like, the Ashtabula Angels. Me and my wife knew we are far from perfect, and anybody watching this who may be Christian who says, oh yeah, well, they're just being prideful, first thing we want anybody to know is that's far from the truth. We say this in concert, we say this when we're performing. We're far from perfect. We know that we can sin just like that. No, we're far from perfect. If anything, we take the name only on by its definition. Angels in the Bible, A, are servants, and secondly, they're fellow messengers. So that's the way we take the title on.
Okay. I always wondered where you got the name.
Well, that's how the name came about. It came about because we were at this program, and the Lord laid it on our hearts. And at first, when He gave us that name, we were like, just like Moses when he came to the burning bush and God called him, we were like, yeah, right, Lord, you want us to take this name? I don't think so. You know, just like Moses, when a true calling comes upon a person, they kind of reject it like, yeah, right, back off. I don't think so. But then finally God had to show us the real meaning of the title. And so then that's when we accepted it.
Do you actually have a church in Ashtabula?
Actually, we are missionaries. We kind of have like a small Bible study group in our home. Some might call it a home church, house church, but that's basically what it is.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what
right.
it is.
If you have any questions, Ken said that he would encourage anybody to call in if they have any questions regarding this particular concert that's coming up. As he said, it's just down the street, down the road. June 27th, right, Ken?
Yes, because this time we figured, the last time I thought I gave more than sufficient information on it, but this time we thought maybe some people would like to ask their own questions this time.
Yeah, we encourage that. Now this is Stella. We have Ruth, Ken's wife. Bring her around the corner so you guys can see her. Beautiful dog. Very,
Yeah.
very polite. As Jerry said, a lady. And
Kind of shy.
she's just a little shy. But listens to his commands like I can't believe. I mean, he said sit, lay down, and she did right away. Wasn't listening to Ruth that well, but that's to Jerry.
Pat, that's
doesn't
typical.
even know me hardly.
That's typical of a service dog. They're more a one-person dog, and since she hasn't really worked that much with Ruth or been around Ruth, that'll be typical.
Okay.
So that's just why.
Okay. Very
Okay,
good.
Ruthie, I think you better get her back to her master.
Yes,
Hi, here, Jerry.
because Jerry's got some treats, I think.
Okay.
Good girl.
Good girl.
Okay,
There we go.
Get rid of me.
Yeah, thanks, Ruth.
You're welcome.
And you'll notice, see how he's praising her for doing what she was told? That's typical too. Just so as you know, that's a typical thing for a service dog handler. And you notice I say service dog because that's what she is.
Yeah, you
does the service.
specified she is not a seeing eye dog.
And the reason being, okay, Pat, as I said in the last program, what's the difference between a Michelin and a Goodyear? Nothing except for the brand name. They're both tires. Well, a seeing eye dog and a pilot dog, there's nothing but the difference between the two of those. The only difference between those is they both guide people, but the name of the school. Okay? Same thing. The schools may have just slight different training techniques, but the end result is the same.
And the money that you are raising from this concert goes to this particular project?
Directly to the school. In fact, that's how we, as I used the example before, say you yourself or any of your listeners, they want to donate to try to have a chance at any of the prizes. They do not write their check to, quote, payable to, quote, the Ashtabula Angels, unquote, or to the Final Cut, unquote, which is another group that's singing, or Chapel Jail Praise Team. No, they do not. They write their check payable to Pilot Dogs Incorporated, unquote. That's who they write their check to. Why? Because this way, nobody could say the Ashtabula Angels, the Final Cut, Chapel Geo Praise Team. They cannot accuse any of us saying, well, we took funds falsely. Nope, the funds go directly to Pilot Dogs Incorporated.
Okay.
And we will have a representative there that day at the concert who will also be able to take your donations.
Where is Pilot Dog?
Okay, the school itself, where the dogs are trained, and in fact where Jerry himself went to pick up his dog and was trained with the dog, is in Columbus, Ohio, 625. In fact, that's where you also could write your check and send it in now, right today. But just make sure when you come to the concert so your entry can be cataloged, and make sure you have your entry so you can be entered into the contest. But you send your check in, you can send it in today. Send it to 625 West Town Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43215. Pretty good for a memory, isn't it?
Not bad.
It's Pilot Dogs Incorporated, 625 West Town Street, Columbus, Ohio, 43215, and make it care of Kate Walker. Okay? Spelled W-A-L-K-E-R, like you take a walk. Walker.
Jerry, you going to be at the concert?
Yes, I will be in the concert.
He's going to be, in fact, our first speaker. He'll be speaking about him and his dog.
Really?
Oh, first speaker on the roster.
All right.
And, Pat, when you took your driver's test, right? When you first learned to drive, you had to go in order to get your first driver's license.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember driving through the cones?
Oh, yeah.
All your listeners remembered that? Well, one thing in order to train these dogs to avoid obstacles on a sidewalk, they used cones like an overhead obstacle and a lower obstacle. It's like a little obstacle course. Mm-hmm. Well, Stella is going to show you that she could still pass her driver's test even today. We are going to have set up in North Park an obstacle course, just like she had when she was trained.
Really?
Gerald has no clue where those obstacles will be placed on the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. We have not told him where they will be, have we, Gerald?
Correct.
He has no clue where they're going to be placed. Only me and my wife know exactly where those placements will be because of the pattern that's...
So the dog will lead him
through it.
Through it.
She will have to go through this obstacle course. Only me and my wife will know where those will be placed.
I got to ask you this, and I've always wondered this. Are these dogs, say if Jerry did not need her assistance for a week, would she still maintain the ability to remember all those?
Yes.
Yes.
In this case, for example, say he had to go to the hospital, okay? Mm-hmm. First thing, him as a handler, what he has to do is he has somebody in his family that already knows, as I just mentioned with my wife Ruth. Obviously, since Ruth has worked with me and my guide dogs, my service dogs, okay, she at least knows how to handle a service dog. So, but Stella is not used to Ruth. She's more used to my service dog, which would have been Truman, okay? But his daughter is more used to Stella. So Stella would have been more used to his daughter. Had his daughter been here, Stella would have responded just like that. Now, here's the situation. In this case,
I have a backup. I had Pamela be my first choice. It's my daughter. And the second person is Lucy Hindley from Jefferson, Ohio.
okay.
She got Truman. That was his from his retired dog.
Yeah. And so what we're talking about here is, in this case, what happens is what he's saying is a backup. Like say he goes to the hospital, those people know how to handle Stella in the event of his sickness or something, and that dog then will be able to respond to them just like they would respond to Jerry, in exception of they don't take the dog out in harness, only on leash to do certain things like to go to the restroom, to go for walks on leash, those kind of things. Mm-hmm. But the dog will respond to the normal commands of heel, sit down, come, stay, that kind of thing.
The reason I asked you that, Ken, is because my mother had her dog taken to an obedience school. Mm-hmm. And because she did not keep going over what she was supposed to do, the dog forgot everything.
Well, here's the catch. Here's the catcher. Just like Jared will tell you, I will tell you. And anybody will also tell you. If you take a dog to obedience class, and this is something any of your listeners will take home, and any obedience trainer will tell you. You've heard the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Right.
This is absolutely essential for any dog that has been through obedience class. This is not something you just train your dog and then think that they're going to remember it. Obedience and training like that. Remember I mentioned in the last program, I said the training doesn't start until the unit leaves the school and it continues until the dog dies. Mm-hmm. Well, that's exactly how long it takes. That dog works their training every single day. Obedience is done every day and is used every single day. The commands are used every day, if not 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day. All the time.
So Jerry would do that at least 10 times a day?
If not more. They're used every moment, every hour, every day. So what am I trying to say to your listeners? If they want an obedient dog, the more they use their commands and insist that the dog is consistent in listening and obeying the commands, the more consistent the dog will be. But you just cannot do it. For example, if you tell the dog to sit this time and insist the dog listens now, and the next time you tell the dog to sit and you just don't enforce it, you're going to get an inconsistent result. Plain and simple, you got to be consistent. If you tell the dog to sit this time and you insist that the dog follows it, you got to be consistent the next time. Every time.
Okay. All right, before I let you go, give us a little rundown again on the concert, date, times, all that stuff.
Okay, here we go. First of all, it's going to be June 27, 2 to 5 p.m., North Park, Ashtabula. Like I said, across from either the First Baptist Church, which is right there by the library in Ashtabula, or the Huntington Bank, which is also across right there on Main Street where the buses transfer, North Park, or another landmark is the old Carlisle's parking lot. If anybody has any questions, they can contact us one of several ways. They can contact us through our website, Holiness, Holy, as in yellow, NESS, Bibles, Bibles, for FOR, the, blind, blind.org. And then you could hit the contact link, or if you want to get more on the concert, just click the link that says the, Ashtabula Angels. Once you get on that link, it'll take you to a page. You scroll down that page to the link that reads what's happening with the Angels. Click that, and that will take you to the concert page, which gives you all the details as well as the contest rules. And also you can make your entries there using, it tells you how to do it with check, money order, and or credit card, which you want to try to get into because we got like 20, if not up to 30 possible prizes. So I mean, we want to give away everything at this concert. So you want to try to get in now because we'd like to see everything go, okay? We don't want to leave the park with everything. We want, for ourselves, I mean, we don't want to leave with it. We want you to leave with it, okay? We want everybody to leave with it. We don't want to take nothing home. Also, If you want to contact us by phone, 1-440-997-5303. Once again, 1-440-997-5303. Just leave a message if I'm not there, and we will call you back, and we will give you any details you need to know. And then, of course, there's an email address. Just take the same website, holinessbiblesfortheblind.org. If you hit the main contact link there, it will take you and give you a chance to contact us that way through email.
Okay, real good. Wish you a lot of luck. I'm sure it'll be a very big success for you, Ken and Jerry. And
Well, we do want to thank, though, everybody who did come out to Bob Evans. Between the first event we did back in February and the second one that we just completed, all told, between the two events, it totaled so far $147. So we want to thank everybody who came out to the two events.
okay, real good. Thank you, Ken. Thanks for coming in. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate you coming in with Stella. Thank you, Stella.